Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Perfect Manager. We're on episode 13. It's intake day. Well, actually, intake day was a few days ago, but we are now at the youth intake versus U18s match. I don't have a U18s coach at this point as we are so strapped for cash. So it is actually up to me to technically manage this squad, but I'm definitely not going to be managing the U18s very closely. I'm not sure who's taken up the reins on the intake players if I'm managing this squad, and we don't have coaching staff for that, but presumably I have a couple assistant coaches, and theoretically one of them has got to be standing with the young lads trying to get their way into the squad. Well, anyway, we know that at this point we're a team just starting out, and remember we started with no facilities, and as we have no money, that's a situation that has not improved itself. In fact, it continues to get worse, right? Season number 1, where we were totally amateur and not paying anyone anything, the club made a little bit of money. And then starting with season 2 and now in season 3, big mistake there as that ball slides right through the defender, but fortunately another defender was there behind him to save that one. Bowerman, legendary. Not for this sport, though. Bill Bowerman, greatest track coach possibly of all time. I believe he might be the winningest on record. University of Oregon, which is my alma mater, of course. And he is the legendary, famed coach who worked with Phil Knight, founder of Nike. Now, Phil Knight, of course, wasn't legendary as a track athlete, but it was Bill Bowerman who used a waffle iron, as Fraser Black gets the goal here, used a waffle iron to shape rubber and create the first track shoes, or the revolutionary track shoes, the evolution from just metal spikes alone that added significant grip and led to the revolution that Nike brought to the sport this day. So here we are with these youth candidates, and again, we're kind of stuck with that low-level facility as we started paying our players, and more importantly, our staff. Our staff's making more than the players, and even though we only have a few staff members. Oh, poor defense on that one. But Robin Wadham with the goal, and now it's level at 1 apiece. U18s pulling it back. That's just poor defending by the center back there, because he's got the ball to his left, and he's got the guy he's marking to his left. And so, great free kick from Musa Bansu there. Dang, that was well taken. I mean, that's over the wall. Keeper's right in the middle of the goal, so that's achievable. That's a reachable ball, and he can. I mean, that was just blasted into the back. Youth candidates, 10-5 on the shots so far, 53% possession. They're absolutely outplaying the U18 squad. So does that mean we actually have a better group coming in? Possibly. We'll see. Breaking down the candidates that we brought in, Aaron Down appears to be the best of them, except for he's got no skill outside of passing a technique right now, and even that's not good. His mentals are quite low. But he's got some potential. Just 15, striker. Todd Snag, 16-year-old winger, is the other one that we're looking at. If it'll save it, and it doesn't want to at the moment. Where's he hiding at? Todd Snag, there we go. Agility, natural fitness, much better mental attributes at this point in time, and a bit more skill comparatively. He's certainly further along as a left winger, but nobody is ready to make an impact with the senior squad. And of course, that makes perfect sense, because right now we've got a single upgrade from the literal baseline, the bottom end of what you could possibly have for intake. And with low reputation, we do have the manager aspect. And so we're more likely to bring in high-quality players. Wait for it. High-quality players compared to those in our level, because we have a really good manager who's going to attract those players. Beyond that, though, the club reputation, the youth intake level, all of that is at that bare minimum, bar one thing that's at the second level. So we really only have two elements going for us, which means ultimately we're just not bringing in players of enough quality to actually be helpful for the squad. But that's why this is a project, and that's why we start from the bottom and we start without. And to be honest, this is the hardest year ever in the history of Football Manager for doing a lower league manager save. If you have hit a brick wall on this one, you're not alone. As they've grown and adapted the game, they made a big change this year, in particular around finances, and they did that because of COVID. They didn't bring COVID itself into the game, but they brought the impact of COVID into the game, and that trickle-down effect from finances is absolutely destroying lower league manager saves, where you used to be able to, if you knew what you were doing, cruise season after season after season and just climb the ranks until you get into those higher levels. And then you might not fully stall out, but you might take a couple years around the League 2 or League 1 kind of level. And, I've done that for years and years, where I could start from whatever the bottom division was or below that bottom division like this one and just go and climb that ladder as an unstoppable force. You don't win every match, but you easily crush every league, and you get the players you need, and you make the adjustments, and you make the moves, and everything comes together. And rarely do you stall out for more than about a year, where you retool and get rid of some of those now bad contracts that were great contracts a couple of years ago and whatnot. And unlike that, this scenario, finances are so difficult, and more the personalities of your players mean it's harder to sign players that are above your level than it ever was before. It wasn't hard to find a player who had no club, and you're just like, hey, we have a first 11 spot for you. You want to play for us, right? And no, that's just not the case. And we've seen it here, that 2 seasons in the 9th tier, and I can't hardly get a player to even think about playing for us for even an instant. And so we're stuck with 9th tier players trying to get out of the 9th tier. And we've done well. We finished second, and then we've been in second, and yet we could potentially be facing our 3rd year in a row. We have actually moved forward a few games from where we were. Here's the new update. We're now 34 matches into the season, so we have 6 left. But my oh my, look where we are at. 34 played, and we are level with Newark. We're 8 points clear of those behind us, so we've opened that gap up. We've gone from a -10 in terms of goal differential and -3 in terms of points, just a couple matches back. And we've continued our winning ways. Newark lost a match, and we've closed that gap from 10 goals to 5. So we've cut it in half. Now they still have the edge by +5. So for the moment, they're ahead. But we have 6 matches to play, and we are now level on points and just a handful of goals behind. It ain't over yet, folks. We've got a real shot at beating Newark. Of course, Newark was the one who was 3rd place last season, just a few points behind us. In fact, really only until the last day or two did we open that gap just a little bit over them to make that headway to officially claim 2nd. And then we were some ways off of 1st. That super team is now long gone, and now it's Newark and us battling it out once again. And they were the team that improved a little bit, not us. And we improved defensively. We still have just 2 losses all season through 34 matches. I mean, that's an incredible record. But we also only have 20 wins in those 34, where they have 23. So they get results, and they get positive results, or they lose. They don't draw. They've only had 3 draws all season, but we've had 12. And if you look down the table, we only see, at least in the visible part of the table, only a single team has more than us in terms of draws. In fact, it really is just that single team, Middenhall with 13. and they are as neutral as you're going to get. 11 wins, 13 draws, 10 losses. I mean, that's their highest number, is their draws, and they're almost dead even, pretty much across the board in terms of wins, draws, and losses. That you almost have that 33% chance of each of those results taking place in any match they participate in. For us, that's not the problem. I mean, 20 wins, 2 losses, 10-1 in terms of we're getting wins. But those 12 draws, that's a lot, and second most in league. And that's because our offense, again, we've pointed this out in the past episodes, but our offense struggles this season without the assist maker, our recently retired fullback Reed, who just piled on the chances created last season for us. And without that, we had that big gap to fill. But our offense has gotten better. We only have one unhappy player in Brandon Parsons. Ironically, his lack of happiness right now has to do with ability. The assistant manager doesn't pick him when I'm not managing the squad. So he's only had 12 starts and 4 appearances off the bench, but he's got 9 goals. He's the team leader in goals scored. The assistant manager is a bit of an idiot, but that's also the problem with our league reputation. We can't attract good managers. We have a good manager in our player manager, the Gaffer, right? In the Gaffer, we have a great manager. But when we do the quick sims and we go with that assistant manager, he's utter garbage and he cannot pick the right team. And he never picks Parsons. And it's costing us because Parsons, having only played a third of the matches, has the most goals on the team still at this point. Go figure. Well, anyway, he's also got our highest rating, I believe. He does. Crawford's 7.23 is about a 10th down. He's got 5 goals, by the way, as a center back, but Harrison Davis, a little disappointing. I mean, only 4 assists, and he's playing that fullback position and has for most of this season. And here's what we have left for the pivotal final 6 matches of the season. First off, we've now won 6 straight after we had those 6 draws from 7, where we just completely lost our form there for a while. Waltham Abbey on the road. They are 6th place in the league. East Preston 14th. Crawley Down 17th. You got to watch out for those bottom of the table teams late in a season who are trying to survive the drop. Hanley 8th at home. Skegness 9th on the road. And we finish the season with Newark. That could be a title deciding match. And we're at home for it. 6 to play, and we're at 6th place, Waltham. So we've got that challenge ahead of us. We're on the road. We're against a decent side. We're in the rain. And, of course, the pressure is now on for the league. So we really need a result today. Davis, nice clearance on that one, but a ball over the top somehow. Lucky block from the opposite there. Reed there on the left back position, really helping us out. Otherwise, that one was in the back of the net. There's no way Hansen's going to get to it. Cotterill, Parsons finds Dymek. Dymek gets a nice look with the left, but he can't get any power on it, and can't really direct it where he needs to as he sends it straight at the keeper. I actually scored one of those last night myself, but in a very different manner, and it worked out. Obviously, I got it in. He didn't. The reason why I was able to get mine in was it was a shot that was missing. It's indoors, so it was missing wide. It was going to bang off the wall, and so the keeper's reacting, thinking about the ball off the wall, and I happened to be in the area and do a very, very wide stretch, like almost doing splits in the air and just getting a toe to the ball and redirecting and chipping it over the keeper, who's low, looking for the ball coming off that wall, and it went over his head by like half an inch. Well, anyway, early on, it's all us. 5-1 on the shots. We've got control of the game, but can we turn that into chances? Can we turn that into goals? Here's Dymek. Oh, we've got the overlap. Fair claw. Oh, nice ball. Back to Dymek. Pulled down in the box. Looked like a clean tackle to me, honestly. It really did, but Kone gets a yellow card, so the ref seems that it was very clear. And Koppen, not a great penalty on that one, but it's enough. Keeper tried to react and just couldn't. Keeper patient. He does aim to the right, but he's and guessed the right direction, but really just did not get much of a horizontal leap on that one, and just kind of falls down in place. And so we do lead 1-0, approaching halftime. At the moment, Newark level in their match means we are the virtual leader in the league. But Gordon, oh, what a stop from Hanson. Gordon, beautiful through ball. Really poor reaction from the defense. All four of them stand pat. Looks like they were maybe thinking offside trap, but that was perfectly timed. And Waltham Abbey, who had done nothing up until that point, just before halftime, you can see the huge jump in their XG. Really the only second increase they had the entire match thus far. Most of ours came on the goal, though. 64% possession, but this thing's far from over with just a 1-0 lead. We need, let's see, you know what? I'm not going to go with I'm delighted. And let's see if gaining confidence helps. In the past, that makes a lot of teams fall flat, but we'll see. 8-3 on the shots, 63% possession. Pass completion is excellent. We're doubling up their XG. Koppen lays it off for Cotterill. There's Reed in space, but he doesn't seem to have a target. 3 chances there, and finally we lay it off for Cotterill, who does that early cross into the box. And we had plenty of guys waiting at 6 yard, but we just can't get it there. Reed tracks this one down. Ooh, dangerous ball to Haynes. There's Crawford. Everybody playing in Hanson and not worried about... Oh, and then... Dang, Haynes, come on, buddy. Haynes is not a good passer, but that was just so poor. Crawford heads that away, but here's another chance. There's Gordon. It's blocked. The deflection is then cleared. Long ball over the top. Haynes, another poor one. He's wide open. Instead of chesting the ball down and then passing to a teammate, he just heads it into the space that they occupy, giving us no chance. Free kick, edge of the box. Not far from that upper corner, but had way too much bend on it, and they are definitely giving us a challenge. Dymek, very tired. Let's go ahead and bring on Siri. And then we've got Koppen starting to get a bit tired. Crawford is tired, but he's not the guy you want to bring out. Cotterill is tired, and though he's doing okay, we'll bring on Adam Cheney. And let's go defensive, and let's go ahead and time waste, because we are already on the verge of this game being finished at 1-0 possibly. Kazeni is having a good game, but he is quite tired. Koppen, okay, almost into stoppage time here. Let's go ahead and bring on a sub for Koppen. We've got Jamie Nicholson. Fairclaw, there's Davis in some space. He's going to lay it off for Kazeni! Yes, Kazeni, 9th goal of the season, equaling Parsons on top. Hell yeah, that seals it. That puts this thing away. That was a great shot from Kazeni. Davis, I was worried about how far he pulled that ball back, but Kazeni just steps up to it. Keeper can't see it. Defender and one of our guys in front, and really a second of their players in the area as well. And that'll do it. That'll do it. We're going to get all 3 points today. Big road victory. Newark, though, has picked up that victory that they needed. We've cut the goal differential down at least. It went from +5 now down to a +4. So they won a tight contest in theirs, presumably. And yes, that was the case. They win a tight contest, Newark. 1-0 at Crawley Down at 90+2. Stoppage time winner for Newark. So close. Also, Hayward's Heath have not played. Okay, they still have that game in hand now. Their chance to keep it at 8 points, but with just 5 to play, you got to figure that this is absolutely a 2-horse race, and now it's a 4-finger race instead of a 5-finger race. So we've pulled back that goal differential. This absolutely could come down to goals. I wouldn't presume that both of us are going to win all 5 matches to end the season. I would presume that there's going to be a loss along the way, and actually, mathematically, it's impossible that both teams are going to win all 5 matches because we play each other in that final match of the season. What a game that could be. Let's go ahead and push forward a little bit more and see where we're at in a couple more matches. Second half now underway of the first of our final 3 matches of this season. So we are really, really coming up on the end now. That means we've played 2 more, as we did have 5 remaining last time we checked. Foul on the offensive player there, or offside at the least. 7-2 on the shots so far in this one. We lead 1-0. We got that 1 goal late in the first half. Nice one from Cotterill, actually his very first of the season. He's only been with us for a while now, as he was a mid-season joining, but first goal. Oh, Dymek, that was almost in. Stewart just grabs that thing seemingly on the line, and an hour in we lead. Well, here's the good news. So we won both of those last 2 matches. Also, Newark lost one of those 2 matches, so we have moved into just within a single goal of them in terms of goal differential, and then also they dropped points. So we're now in the lead for this league. So fantastic stuff on that part. We've gotten the things we want and happy with where we're at. But the bad news, it's not all good news. The bad news is that we've lost our best player for the remainder, which, only a few weeks, but for the remainder of the season. Davis down with a somewhat minor injury, but this late on, that's easy to be lost for that kind of time. Coppin, Dymek. Oh, Dymek straight at the keeper. Jeez. Point blank range. Keeper's on the line. He's got the whole goal gaping, especially the near post for him. Anything on target there is going in. Stewart, great dive. What a play. But that's full time already, just like that. So we managed to get all 3 points today. Squeak it out. There was almost no highlights in the second half of that one. Now, the other thing is that Newark did not play today. So we are now going to be 6 points ahead of them, but they're going to have a game in hand. And that game, you know how we end the season with Newark? That's not the end of the season. There will still be 1 more match to play for some of the other teams, including Newark, a week later. So a little breathing space is important, but we'll see, because maybe heading into that Newark match, we need to be, or come out of it, more than 3 points ahead in order to win the league, as they'll still have 1 more shot a week later, and that one will totally be out of our hands. At the moment, looking good, 6 points ahead. Goal differential is level, but again, we only have 2 left. They have 3 left. But with one of those, a head-to-head matchup, that's obviously going to matter the most. Let's go ahead and push forward to that Newark game and see where we're at. Here we go into the final match of the season. We begin with some, terrible news. We lost our last match, just our 3rd loss of the entire season, so apparently, at least through the assistant manager team, really feeling the pressure. But you can see from the table, Newark also lost their previous match, so we're still at a 6-point lead. Also, Kazeni, not available today. He was hurt in that last game, so we're both down Kazeni, who's been our top creative force this season, and outside of Reed was our top creative force over the previous 2 seasons. And then, of course, Reed, our best player. So both of those guys out for this match. So we're down 2 key guys. Coppin, clear chance, playing in Kazeni's place. And then it's Nicholson we brought in to replace him out on the left wing. So Coppin sliding into that central attacking mid place. So far it's all us, though, so that's a good sign. But it's nearly half an hour in, and no real sign of anything besides that one very brief highlight. Cotterill not feeling too good today. A few of the guys are a little nervous about today's match. But here's the thing. Mathematically, there's 2 outcomes. If we win or draw, title's ours. If we lose, and then they go on to win their last game, title's theirs. That's simple. There's the math. Dymek gets the opener. 8th goal of the season. Right in the bottom corner. Nice play from the new Reed. A replacement to the retired Reed. It's so weird to have a left back retire whose name is Reed and then have his replacement also be Reed. Nice placement from Dymek, who, let's face it, is not much of a shooter. He is usually well off target. Hutchinson lays it off. Here's a chance, and there's the equalizer almost immediately from Zoko. Poor defense from from Davis's replacement in at fullback. He's got the position. He's got the man on the inside. All he's got to do is head that away, and Zoko rises up above him to equalize before halftime. So as dominant as his first half has been, it looks like we might be entering the break level. That one just kept in. Cotterill gives away, though, and starts the counterattack. Daniels looked offside. He was certainly behind his man, easily behind his shoulder. No flag, though. Didn't see where our other players were, the right center back or the right back. One of them could have been playing him on, but the left center back who was marking him, he was absolutely right behind him. Cotterill struggling, so we might want to make a change here, bring Cotterill off. And who would we bring on? Michael Lilly. Michael Lilly, a new addition to the squad and a popular one. He's played already. We just brought him in 2-3 weeks ago. He's already come off the bench twice and looks fairly decent as a player, but not great. Let's go with something. Let's see. Keep going. Result will come. There you go. Cotterill apprehensive, but he's off, so it's okay. Second half underway. 45 minutes away from a title or a monumental collapse that just absolutely could backfire, as Newark then just has to go on and win one more. I don't like taking it out of our hands. It would really be nice to at least get a draw today. Fair call. Oh. Parsons gets the goal, his 11th of the season, and it's 2-1 back in front early second half. Nice little Lilly Fairclaw. 1-2 Fairclaw turns, finds Lilly, gets Parsons. Just some 1-2 stuff, but Dymek, Parsons. The final little sequence there was a 1-2 Parsons and Dymek as we were doing that reversal in the triangle, but as he lays that off behind him, he just quickly turns around and heads through, and Dymek read it. Nice pass. Good finish. And it's 2-1. Nicholson, Lilly. Here's Parsons. Back to Nicholson. Finds Parsons again. Parsons loses it, but he recovers. Coppin finds Reed. Reed lays it off for Lilly, but finds Nicholson in some space. His shot is blocked and then cleared out for the throw. That is an hour into this thing. Let's slow things down for a minute. 68 minutes. Ooh, let's see this highlight. Nicholson yanked down in the box, but it was a good tackle. It was a clean tackle. And they start the counterattack the other direction. Okay, we're sitting here on 70 minutes. Now, even if they get a goal, we're still not in trouble yet. Well, technically we would be because the situation changes. But right now we have a goal lead. They're going to have to score 2 to have any chance at the title. So this is almost as good as a 2-goal lead at this point. Break it down. Nicholson struggling a little bit. Not too happy either. Do I want to think about subbing him off for somebody else? No, I don't have another option right now. Coppin would be the other option. So do we have an attacking mid option? No, we don't have that either. So we're going to hang on to what we have there. We have Fairclaw on a yellow. Good player, though. I don't know if I want to take him off. He's happy. He's up for it. But that's a risk that could really hurt us. Let's go ahead and bring in Aiden Cheney. And let's hope that we stop Zoko's advance. There's the long ball over the top to Daniels. Hansen. Nice. Nice. He falls on top of that one and hangs on to it as well. No rebound. 73rd minute. Okay, time to go defensive. We'll just start cautious. And we'll start with some time wasting. We'll turn that up in about 5 minutes. 80th minute. So far, so good. 84th minute. Okay. Time wasting frequent. As soon as we come out of this, we will change this now to defensive. Free kick. Here's a chance. It's cleared. Can we get to it first, though? We do. Parsons was offside, I believe. No flag. Another chance. Cleared away. Recovered. Lilly finds Cheney. Finds Dymek. Dymek's going to have to retreat. Lays it off for White. White pulls it back and goes for Lilly. Cheney. We're keeping the ball away well, though. Keep away is as good as actually being aggressive. Here's a chance for Parsons. Straight at Taylor. And time's almost up. Look at this. 4.5 minutes away from the title. Okay, time wasting. Parsons, you're having a good game, but you are also tired. So let's bring on Liam Head with our second substitution. Okay, that's complete. And now 2 minutes away. Nicholson still struggling. Let's just go ahead and let's go into tactics. And we're going to do this. We're going to go with... Oh, we've already done 3? Never mind. Never mind. Okay, that's all 3 subs. That was our last sub. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And really? 2 seconds later, we pick up an injury of Shane White and have no subs. That means we have got to drop back and we have got to open this up. And there you go. How is that looking now? We're going to have Dymek all the way at the back. Maybe we keep Dymek in his position and just have it be Coppin. I don't have anybody else who can... I'd rather have the hole be somewhere else. Is that possible? Is that possible? I don't think so. I think we're kind of stuck with Noah Coppin struggling through this last minute. But time's up. But the injury has added time. This should do it. This should do it. 3 points and the title. Here's Nicholson. No whistle yet. There it is. There it is. We've got the title. Yes, sir, Bob, in our final match of the season, but not theirs. Pressure on. Last moment injury adds a little pressure, but we come out with the victory, with the title, and we are going to head to the 8th tier for next season. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.